server. It's weird. Hey, we're streaming! Hooray!
Yay.
You're back from commercials.
Podcast, Bronyville.
We're here. We're near. Hey guys. Here we are. We're having a hostful, which means it's me and Sandy. Because there's a whole lot of nothing going on. We even talked about all the relevant stuff like ball pits and everything last week on the episode that M-Bullshit still needs to get me the file for. You should listen to that. That was actually a really fantastic episode. And I've got it actually recorded, and I'll drop that episode up on YouTube after we're done here. But no, that was, and yeah, unfortunately because of the way I did it, pretty much Justin TV / my internet crapped the bed, because during the entire thing I was streaming Skype off my laptop. I was streaming Skype on the recording machine. Meanwhile, Starry was watching a TV show, so Justin TV was not happy with me at all. I was saying last episode, A Missing Pony. I was just looking at this going like, here I am doing an internet web stream. Meanwhile, on our crappy Comcast connection, I forget which show you were watching, but it was probably either the Witches show or the... Which one was it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Haven? I don't know. You watch Haven on the main screen.
I don't have Netflix on mine.
Well, you were watching some TV show. I forget.
I've watched a couple episodes of Haven.
Haven's alright.
Yeah. I liked the episode with the artist girl. Or I think it was it was a chick that was an artist in that episode, right?
Yeah, is this the one that drew things and then people could affect her paint, her drawings? Yeah. I do really think the show is pretty fantastic. The only thing that kills me is that it's always just... Every single episode does kind of come down to like, oh no, I'm hiding this weird one thing that no one else can know about. If I just could control it, then I'd be fine. But it's always something that they could never control or never conceive of.
Yes.
And then everything in town always exploding in some way. How many times do they have to replace the steeple? It's not a big town. Ugh. So let's see how many we got. 6 this week. They may come. Hey, want to make?
Haven't tweeted.
Yeah, probably need to do that.
And yeah.
Oh, and by the way, next time we do one of these, I actually do you know Scapo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him. I jumped on his stream just a little earlier. And it was just like, oh, hey, dude, next, and just was like, yeah, I'm just about to do my pony show. And he was like, next time you do one, let me get on. I was like, all right. He's doing his draw naked animals thing right now.
His dog people.
Not okay. There was no one naked at this at this point.
I'm just digging out the last of the what's hot. Because we're still up there, inexplicably. There's a Pawn Stars podcast. Of course there's a Pawn Stars podcast. Jesus Christ.
There we go. Tweet. We're doing the thing. We're doing a podcast. It's so interesting watching us sit here. And since we've started, we've lost a viewer. Yes.
Oh no, we're no longer in the what top 120. We're 152nd.
Wow. Well, we didn't post anything last week, so.
And considering it's the long ponyless summer, like, we lose a half of our listener viewership.
Oh yeah,
listenership out of the gate just because there's no new content coming out from the show.
Yeah,
I mean they come back mostly after the hiatus, but this is just how it goes.
Yep, I should actually go check and see how it is.
Don't depress yourself. It matters that much. Just imagine, we lose viewership, but imagine all the other shows, they lose viewership too.
Oh, that's the right way to look at it. Look at it as this caustic relationship.
It's not just us.
Reports. Podcast measurement reports.
Oh God, AC.
Monthly.
I'm gonna cringe, aren't I?
Let's see. Yeah, we're down, but that's to be expected. Q2, 2Q14, we're down. Yeah, well, yes, correct.
Because the shows, Tony, there's seriously not anything putting. Now next week, there's gonna be San Diego Comic-Con stuff to talk about, but we're not gonna get any fresh horse till November, maybe next year. I mean, we know the ride's not ending anytime soon, but it's like right now there's all these other things to watch, like Sailor Moon Crystal and JoJo's and Sword Art Online 2 and all sorts of stuff.
Yep. I worry none.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. That looks
also
good.
WildStar, yay!
We can do WildStar. That'll be. All right, let me pull up that duck that you sent me, and we should toss that duck into the stream.
This is 149, right?
Oh, geez, that means the next one's 150. We should do stuff.
Yeah.
We always say that, and then we never do.
I gotta. Come on, chat. I've whitelisted the site, right? No.
That's the thing, just trying to figure out what could actually be done. Because the game days seem fun, but then they. Oh yeah, we'll just need to see. Let's see, Bronyville. Let's see, 148. Yeah, there was a 148. Do a Sailor Moon show today again. All right, I'll go ahead and set my headphones down and walk away.
Yeah, I've only watched the first episode. The second episode, is it out yet? I've had a really kind of weird couple weeks. So I'm behind on a lot of stuff.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see. Let me get to 149 again. We can do this horse show. Let me go hit the button. The good button.
Naruto Shippuden Season 12, Episode 369. I need to give people my Crunchyroll passes.
We need to jump on something that has a longer tail. With just welcome to the Red versus Blue cast. I'm Church.
I'm Tex.
I was looking at that. It's the longest running well, not web series, but I'm trying to remember. There was some distinction that they had, longest running web series.
Yeah.
It's man, that's actually kind of true. I completely lost track after the second season because it started to get weird. It started to get weird. The teams started merging, and it was just I don't know.
It's a thing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's... do an episode on Ruby, Leathernecks, I gotta get in on that.
On Ruby?
It's the other Rooster Teeth series.
Ah. I did not even know.
It is a CG girls fighting super anime CG series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember several years ago when they did their first branch out and they're just hey, we're going to do a show in The Sims. And I was just sitting there going this is not very good. It's going this is, Oh, well. Can't win them all. Tailgating and tail surfing to the max. There you go. All right. Well, let's see. Got that. Got news. We got enormous few write-ups.
Yes, this is going to be super exciting.
I know. Well, I mean, it's a hostful.
But yeah, it's a hostful, and yeah, we'll get Scapo for the next go around. I mean, we do have the comics to discuss. The new issue 21 with Trixie, Applejack, Rarity, Fluttershy, and Applebloom.
I have not seen them, but I am totally fine with being spoilered. I've read up to the second part of the Sombra plot line. So I haven't even read the resolution to that, where I've already seen the picture where he goes bad. So I should catch up on that. I'm better, but now they've actually started dropping the prices of the comics back down to a reasonable amount. So I'm not picking them up at like $5 a pop on Comixology. They're now down to $2, and it's like, okay, I can stomach this much more than when they're at the ridiculous, that like $5 per comic for a digital version. Like, even I kind of go like, that's a little rich. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this. Hello everyone and welcome to Bronyville episode 149, recorded on July 19th 2014. I'm your host Apple Cider. Chef Sandy is here.
Yo,
we're having a hostful.
Yep.
If you do not know what a hostful is, it is a term taken by Nerdist Podcast whenever there is not a guest, and it is merely the hosts that join you this week to talk about things and stuff.
We've got words for you.
Yup. So we're doing another horse show, even though there's really not that much to talk about. No.
Yeah, it's summer, right? There's a whole bunch of nothing going on in the fandom.
There's nothing. It's hot. It's still kind of sticky.
Actually, here in Texas, it's like 74 degrees right now.
Oh, are you enjoying that nice, like, with the Arctic polar
vortex or whatever?
Weird polar vortex coming down for a second hit, except it doesn't realize it's not winter. So yeah. There's that. So that sounds relatively nice. It's still warm here in the San Francisco Bay Area, but you know, it will continue. It's warm in the sometimes it reaches the low 80s here. Good, I'm melting. But considering that there's no such thing as air conditioning, sometimes it can become a big pain in the butt. You know, that's just the days where you go, let's go see a movie so we can be in a place that has air conditioning for a few hours. And then you come home and you air out the house and you're better. So, yay, first world problems.
Yep.
So yeah, we're going to do this. We do have news. We got some emails from conventions. We've got to hear about conventions from Sandy here because he went to one recently. And all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and do our sponsors. We're gonna nix out one of our usual sponsors. Remember, you can continue to use Bronyville 10 on that on We Love Fine, but I think just because I think that we've handled the dues on them and we've been kind of giving them free advertising for about 2 years now.
Yeah, it's coupon code that works, whatever, but they really don't treat their artists very well. So
yeah, what was that entire thing about? Was that the whole ownership of? I've been kind of wanting to know what that was about.
I think some of it was regarding payments.
Oh.
Some of it was regarding like contests being riggable. And generally just kind of being less than ethical to their creator types. Okay. The lesser knowns.
Well, this isn't in response to anything like that. This is simply, I think at this point, just because, you know, they are, when we were first sponsoring them, they were very much like small, trying to get off the ground. We really wanted them to help them out, you know, for the fandom and everything. And, you know, I think that they've established themselves really, really well. And Bronyville 10 will continue to work until it pretty much doesn't. But yeah, you can go over there and check out their stuff. I think that we're just going to roll the sponsors over to stuff a little bit more relevant. And by the way, if any of you out there do have stuff that you wish to sponsor on this show, you can certainly reach out to us over at bronyshow.com, bronyvillepodcast.com. The email address also bronyville@gmail.com. So there you go.
Yep.
All right. Our actual other sponsors, sir?
Yeah, it's Nightmare Nights Dallas. Woo! Amy King Rogers, we just announced her last night.
She's cool.
She is cool. She's going to be coming and doing her ukulele and being generally a neat gal. She's our first writer that's been formally announced. all of our guests right now are on our flyers, but the flyers are going out to cons and people can see them. But you know how it is when you have the hype train, you got to eke out the announcements.
Now I'm trying to wonder. I hope it's not a conflict of interest, but she is really good at that ukulele. I wonder if she could do the Steven Universe theme.
I bet she could.
Ooh, that would be fun. I'd be up for that. That'd be cool. Amy Keating Rogers, if you've never met her in person, she's absolutely great. She's wonderful. I have war stories with her. Good times. So yeah, that's always Nightmare Nights Dallas in guess where Dallas come October.
Register now. We are now 96 days away from the convention. Woo!
Jeez. Oh man, I'm officially in the window. I need to start booking flights.
Yes, you do.
I guess I'm also in the window that me and Borg actually need to figure out media policy.
Yep.
Probably start telling the people when they can show up. All right, and the other sponsor we have is audiostratus.com. It is my online audio recording platform I'm trying to get off the ground. Last week, or well, this week, but you will hear it last week, I went to go see Investors on Wednesday. That was a new experience. I actually went and sat in front of a room full of people and explained the product, and you know, it went, you know, as my first time rolling and standing there in front of investors, it went as expected. You know, I was a little rusty first time doing it. You know, they had questions and good questions. Found some mistakes of mine that I made, but overall, you know, I say that over half the room was interested to amused by the concept. And, you know, it just takes getting the right person on that. But yeah, still moving that along, audiostratus.com. If you like recording audio across the internet, be it if you're a musician, a podcaster, whatever, go over there. Please sign up on the sign-up sheet so that way I can reach out to you. You may be part of a beta. You will be part of our first access group. And yeah, that'd be really fantastic. So you can go and go check that out. It's I think I may increase the... I may pursue the Kickstarter a little bit faster. Not you know, for any reason that getting some actual investors would be bad or anything, but more just for the sanity aspect of it. You know. So all right. Topic time. What's going on, Sandy? We are pretty much officially in the doldrums at this point.
Yes, the long ponyless summer continues, and we have at least, well, I would guess, at least 2.5 to 3 more months without any fresh pony stuff. Now, San Diego Comic-Con is in like a week, so by the time this episode gets out there, it may have already occurred, depending on our release schedule. And there's going to be the Hasbro panel where they're going to talk about, hey, you know, we've got things beside Pony, even though Pony's making them lots of money right now. So they'll have the Pony reveals. They'll have stuff about G.I. Joe and other stuff on they'll probably have a hub thing going, hey, the only thing keeping the hub alive is ponies. There will be IDW will be doing stuff, and there will be new toy reveals, there's exclusives, all that kinds of stuff, but that's not right now. I think the most exciting thing to say is, hey, Fiesta Equestria was last weekend. I went there with my co-chair Bob and my security goon Leatherneck, who's also going to be doing some VIPR stuff for this October. And it was all right. No major fires. Nobody got arrested that I saw, which is always good. I think we've actually kind of gotten to the point where, for a lot of the pony cons, if you don't hear a lot about it, that's probably a good thing. where it's like people came, they had fun, or people, it's like, yeah, this happened, but it was all right otherwise. You don't hear about, oh my god, the con chairman ran away with a giant burlap sack with a cat symbol painted in green on it, cackling.
Meanwhile, the exact same weekend, another con was melting down.
Yes, DashCon. I think you discussed that, though.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show that the stream didn't hear live, but the episode's out there. Definitely about ball pits. We did forget the one piece that was some of the guests not getting paid, at least immediately, like Night Vale and people like that.
Night Vale not getting paid at all.
Yeah, so.
And they're kind of a big deal at this point, which is crazy. I like the show, but it's just amazing how it's gotten so big.
That's called marketing, sir.
Yeah. Fiesta Quester's pretty good. I didn't really attend any panels. I did get to be, quote, horse famous and hang out with the VAs a little bit. Went to Shamrock's party on Saturday night. It was pretty nice. I go to these cons a lot of times to market, right? I'm there, I've got my table, I talk to vendors, I schmooze around and just say hi, and occasionally field questions from chairman going, hey, I got a question, how would you handle this? And we happily did that. Attendance seemed to be down a bit from last year. That's just kind of their marketing was really, really muddled this year, because after the disaster of last year, or the perceived disaster where there was the divorce and there was people thinking like there's two different Fiesta Questers, what's going on? They never really unified their marketing and never really got their messaging out there that, there's still one con, there's still, it's still happening, we still have voice actors, please come to our con. But, that's them, not me. So they got to do what they got to do. They had dances. It was a pony con. It's fairly standard at this point. There's the QAs. There's the comic panel. It's, I don't really know what to say. It's like, you go to an anime con, there's certain things you expect. You go to a furry con, there's certain things you expect. Well, this is a pony con. There's now certain things you can expect. We're in the third year of these cons existing. And the what's going down is fairly set in stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing that I think at this point that's had me concerned is that I'm afraid that some of these conventions are playing with their books a little bit, because we have seen like 3 cons in a row that have been like, oh yeah, we hit 1,000. It's like, I really doubt that.
I'm gonna say that 1,000 is fairly impossible unless you count like Turnstile. Because and this is not me speaking ill of the convention, but their main events was set up to seat 600 people, and even during the main VA panel at 2 p.m. on a Saturday, that room was not full. That room was about a little bit more than half full.
Yeah, and I mean this has been kind of convention number 3, or we've seen a lot of that recently, where it's like every convention just to show, just as a public, and nobody is really held accountable for what the attendance numbers is. There's not some sort of group that sits behind and goes, all right, what was the numbers? Like, it's just kind of like a pretty much a we trust you on this, but it's kind of been 3 cons in a row where every single one has said like, yeah, we hit 1,000. It's like, wow, what a specifically big round number you hit.
Yeah, and
so I'll do the Fox News thing. I'm not saying that it's that, but
we're just asking questions.
We're asking questions here. It seems a little mysterious. Yeah.
So ultimately, it doesn't really matter what the attendance is, though. The more egregious the lies become, the less faith people will have in the convention organizers themselves. I mean, as long as you came out not on fire, I think you're going to do okay. It's not my con, so I haven't put a ton of like research and effort into this. But like for Nightmare Nights, we do track all of our stuff, and we base our numbers upon actual like consumption of materials and tickets sold online and whatnot. And you know, you should be able to track your income, right? That's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, I do know that Nightmare Nights is doing very, very well at this point in time.
Oh, fantastic.
Like, year over year, we're like 300% of where our funding was at this point last year. So that's nice. And, you know, like, straight up honest, last year we projected like 700 people and had 1,100. This year we're going to plan for a little bit more. We're planning for about 1,500, but we may get more than that. I don't know. It depends on how effective our marketing is.
They'll strain through those doors.
Well, if we go beyond 2,000, that venue is going to be problematic.
Pop a little bit.
Yeah.
No, that'll be...
We'll find out.
And then you just have to go and rent the Dallas Convention Center, or I don't know what's in Dallas, so I'm just making that up.
That would be terrible.
Just have this 400,000 square foot convention space. Put a bounce house in it.
And a ball pit.
Yeah.
You know, the fun thing is, most convention insurances completely prohibit those kind of things. So I really wonder if DashCon even had event insurance.
I kind of wondered that too, because at BabsCon I was totally poking Sonya of like, hey, we should really get a bounce house. Like, I will totally, if it could be the Bronyville sponsored bounce house, I will so totally do it. I think at the end we both kind of went like, event insurance is probably not going to let us do that. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. You'd be surprised about what event insurance doesn't allow you to do.
I probably should for BabsCon next year check it out, because one of the things I thought would be really fantastic is if there was a way to stream or show the episode. They have some of those big inflatable screens that you can do and put outside. I thought it would be really crazy if you got one of those big inflatable screens, put it outside, had like the hotel cater a breakfast, and everyone could just watch the show on this giant screen outside, just streamed off of the hub. You have to figure out how it would work. But I mean, considering it would just be tapped into a hub, I think it's okay. Legality, like? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All of a sudden, I'm just lawsuit smacked across the room. Oh!
Yeah, well, I was joking around, Hasbro could have some fun with it and have the, gotta find where I said it. The legal team of Johnny No, lots of fun and shout aloud. No fun and allowed. Hasbro Law Ponies at law.
Going around and just like, yes or no, just go around. We were making that joke of just having two Hasbro ponies, one called Cease, the other called Assist.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? I'm Cease and Assist. So, all right. Well, that's well, I mean, good for a festive. It's always funny that we always have to state that with conventions, it's like. And ultimately it's like we're happy that they exist. We're happy that, and especially when they succeed in making people happy. Like that's the big thing, is making
people
sure
came to the con and had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun, not necessarily because of the con, but going to conventions. You go to conventions to see friends and hang out and meet new people. The panels are kind of secondary after you've been going to them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people had fun, and that's what matters.
Poor Silver Eagle, though. Losing his gear after being there and having some like weird technical gaffes and.
Yeah, and some AV people need to be smacked around.
No, it's what you. As I was saying, it's what you get when it's like, I'm a DJ. All right, you're part of AV. Okay. Like, what does DJ mean? Oh, I've got this turntable that links two iPods together.
Yes, and that's why Nightmare Nights employs Zyro, who's actually very, very competent at what he does.
He is super smart.
He helps with the AV at some little event that's been going for a while called Anthrocon, and he's also doing stuff apparently at BronyCon this year. Why? Because he's very good at what he does.
Yep, he sure is. All right, well, that's about all that's out there right now. Let me actually
Yeah.
make sure we add in the comics. Oh, okay. You actually had comics discussion. Look at you, Sandy. You're so on this.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so news. Phantom Fire status? It's nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
Yep. So let's see what's going on in the world of horse news. Not that it's not actually horse news.
That is not horse-news.
Yeah, so Funko has put their best horse out finally. Best for last. Rarity is getting her Funko along with Daring Do, and apparently they're doing a Discord one, which I think I'll probably take a pass on.
Oh,
actually.
holy smokes! Sorry, I just had horse news up, and they're streaming the
4chan Cup.
the 4chan Cup on their sidebar.
Yeah,
Whoops!
I got my scarf. Got my 4chan Cup scarf.
I'm so jealous of it. I have to. I don't know if they're even still doing ones, but I might have to get a scarf if they.
They are nice. So yeah, Funko is continuing to produce these small plastic weeaboo waifu horse statues. I have to say that people that buy all those, we're horse-aboos. It's really not different at all from people getting statuettes of their favorite Madoka character and or whatever else. Of course, also I recently got in both the Future Twilight and the Trixie We Love Fine figurines, and that's straight up anime stuff right there. There is not a difference between having the Trixie and the Future Twilight sitting on my computer desk and having a statuette of Sailor Moon. Zero difference.
And now you say that, and now I'm searching for Mammy figurines.
Only if it has a removable head. Oh shit, spoilers.
Considering the fact that I see two different facial animations, yes, sure.
Oh, actually, I bet they have a mommy, shoot. Figma, yeah. Yeah, they do have the mommy Figmas. God, I want to get one of those.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, she's got her little pistol or rifle thing.
The rifle things that fall out of the sky and then just impact on the ground, then she just picks each one up.
Yeah,
God, that was a cool looking character.
So, hey.
She just had to lose her head.
And she has the drill hair, even. That's great.
So
damn it, now I want one of those. Also Homura.
Yeah, you could also get a Madoka one. She could just stand around and be sad.
And mostly useless. But the Homura one comes with like a handgun, a golf club, a rocket launcher, a bow. Really? And this is where we fall down the J-list hole and find all sorts of neat Figmas.
Hey, look at this. Yeah, go down a J-list hole. I click this page on J-list. I'm going to back out of it. Probably shouldn't have gone there. Probably on a watch list now.
Your wallet is the money is getting vacuumed out while you're
just
not
smoking.
Looking. Yep. So San Diego Comic-Con is a week, as I mentioned earlier. There's several exclusives, as you'd expect. They're the poster book, which I haven't actually been able to find in the wild yet. It's like 17 actual posters. And they look pretty cool. And apparently they're giving away 7 of them at 7 different tables at San Diego Comic-Con. Gotta catch them all. They do look pretty cool, though. I really like the Nightmare Night one. Haha, as you would expect. There's a Andy Price illustrated one. There's a Madame Pinkie Pie, Wonderbolts poster, Flim and Flam, ooh, the Flim Flam Brothers, Maniac, and the Daring Do book cover poster. And they're spread all throughout the comic convention. Good luck. I do need to find that poster book, though. It does look pretty cool. And I love weird, quirky little things like that. They have an exclusive Applejack card coming out at the Interplay CCG stuff. They've got demos, free stamped foil card for trying the game. They've got a meet and beat with the dev team. And they have their tournaments as well. The Applejack card they're putting out is all right, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a card. It's a filter card.
Yeah, the Applejack right now though is orange in general is the weakest in the metagame right now. It's all about Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash.
So zerging and going real fast.
Yes, lots of weenies with fast. So it's their Grush, pretty much. It's the strongest thing in the game right now. And good luck trying to run anything that's not blue-yellow.
Yeah, I'm possibly thinking about unloading my cards at this point, just mainly because I wanted to try out and see the game, and I think I've succeeded at that.
Yeah,
I'm not really that big of a card player as is, so if the card game's actually still ongoing, I might see if there's any way maybe to unload some of these come Nightmare Nights or Babs.
Yeah. We will have some pony stuff at Nightmare Nights, but I'm kind of the same way. See, I put probably a couple $100 into it.
Got a couple thousand.
No, not nearly that much.
Me.
But, well, we're not going to talk about .hack AC.
No, I think I've done it for pony too at this point.
Oh God, seriously?
You saw that box I have.
Oh no, I don't think I did.
Oh, it's a double. It's a big white double-sided, full of.
Box.
Hold on, let me find it.
Oh geez, AC, not again. So yeah, Applejack is extremely strong character-wise. She can brute force her way through pretty much any problem almost single-handedly if you have the right cards. But that doesn't really help when now there's lots of card elimination cards.
Yeah, so this is about half, 1.5 full. So,
jeez.
So I've got it all figured out. They're even sorted.
Actually, I have about that many cards too, AC.
Okay. I even picked up another Twi deck recently just because I was like, I need another Lady Justice for reasons.
Oh no, Lady Justice. But yeah, there's an Applejack card. She lets you, whenever you play the card, you can reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You put one revealed resource into your hand, and then put the other cards at the bottom of your deck. So it's a big gamble. For AC, for orange, you're looking for like yups, or if you're running like orange pink or something, an assault cake. You know that you can pull a really good card, or you can send 5 good cards at the bottom of your deck. It's a gamble, just like in any card game.
She is pretty good in the fact that she's a 3 cost only for 1, like for a relatively powerful card.
Well, she's 3 cost, 3 power, but she only has 1 prereq.
Right, that was meaning 1 prereq. So if you actually ended up getting her early, you could bank your points and get a relatively powerful card right off the bat. And if you ended up pulling a decent resource, it's kind of a good card if it shows up pretty early in your hand.
Yeah, and if you're maining AJ, you can put out the AJ clone in like the second turn.
Yeah, I know. Little Ribbon was right. I got somewhere between Flim Flam's Fluttershy and Original Strong Sad when I was just, guys, I wanted to show you my cards. They're really not that great, but here you go.
Yeah. That's like, for me, there's today the regional like tournament over at Legends, but I kind of have a show to do, so I'm obviously not there. But it's also kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go there, put $10 in, get beaten mercilessly, and come out with like 3 packs. So it's like I just bought 3 packs anyway? Huh. So I wish them luck, and there is a decent scene of people playing it locally, but I've got other things I should devote my money to, probably.
I now, unfortunately, may have to divert some of this to Figma figurines.
Oh no!
Oh god!
So also, there's IDW is doing a kids comics panel because who is not going to expect the Pony comics to continue for basically forever as long as it's making them money? They will have pretty much everybody actually. So they've got, they're going to talk about Pony, Angry Birds, Turtles, Little's Pet Shop, Skylanders, Cartoon Networks. They'll have editors Sarah Gatos, Bobby Cornell, David Hedgecock, and Carlos Guzman, with creators Louise Simpson, Katie Cook, Tony Fleeks, Andy Price, Derek Charm, and too many more. Plus free comics for the kids. It's like, why would you bring your child to San Diego Comic-Con? That's like child abuse.
Mom, there's a billion people here and it's a zillion degrees.
Too bad. We're gonna get those free comics.
It smells so bad.
But yeah, IDW is doing good stuff, and they continue to be pretty much the comic company I'm buying stuff from at the moment.
Go meet the people
Though
that made...
I might.
Or go.
I was gonna say I might be picking up the female Thor and Falcon as Captain America comics just for the hey, I'll check this out.
Go meet the creators of the comics. Tell them about the fan fiction and how they are wrong.
Tell them to educate themselves.
That person will be forever scorned.
Forever scorned.
Oh my god.
So the box reveal for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive this year is Maniac. So this is probably the first of the SDCCs that I'm probably just going to take a pass on. Because I was kind of like, yeah, that's not that cool, really.
Well, I mean, the first one was the Derpy, which we all went nuts for.
Oh, yeah, and I have heard.
And those are fantastic. The second one was Vinyl, which was interesting. I didn't go for one. Sounds like you did.
I did. I have her she's still in her box because, you push the button and it lights up. Woo! But this one's like, it's Maniac with Spike and tentacle hair.
I imagine this is probably going to be one that you can safely wait until after San Diego Comic-Con and it will pop up on the Hasbro store. Might go a little fast the first few times, but it's probably still going to be available if you want it.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting to see that they've actually... So they did Maniac because they're San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which is just weird. And they did a actual Power Ponies comic, and now they have a Power Ponies iOS game. Are they going to do like a Power Ponies spin-off show?
Oh no. Or maybe oh yes, I don't know.
I don't know. As long as it's like, hey, we have 6 new ponies and they're superheroes, and I have no idea. Would they do such a thing? They just might. They
could. I mean, we've already seen their willingness to branch out the properties by doing more people horses. So,
yeah,
And by the way, that's another thing we should add to the list. The Equestria Girls, the list of the theaters that is going to be playing at.
Yeah, I will do that real quick.
Yeah, I'll add those in. Live documentations being edited.
Yes. Apparently, BronyCon's getting their own exclusive card.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, Derpy, a.k.a. Equestrian male mare, who, unsurprisingly, it's Pixel Kitty's art. I mean, seriously, once you've seen enough of her art, you can definitely tell it's hers. And Pixel Kitty is awesome. We love her. I'm just like, hey, look, it's Derpy. And that's straight up Pixel Kitty's art. Equestrian Mailmare special delivery. Costs 3, no prerequisite, 2 power. When you play your first card each turn, put a postage counter on this card. While this card has at least 1 postage counter on it, it has +1 power. So
that's rough.
That is Derpy strong.
She's godly, yeah. I mean, there's no prereq.
There's no prereq, and she gets +1 power every turn, as long as you play a card.
Busted.
There's another yellow card called Doc Main or something like that, or Dr. Stable MD, I think it is. It's the Dr. Pony.
Mm-hmm.
He's kindness, and every time you flip a card, you can send that card instead of to the bottom of your deck, put it under him. And he gives, I think, either he gets +1 or everybody else at the problem gets +1 for every card underneath him.
Ooh,
and it's rough.
Those sound almost broken.
Yeah, and toss in a couple of forest owls, and oof, man, it gets nasty real quick.
Now, I could see for the people playing the card game, I could see this Derpy card being perhaps both very, very expensive to get, or very important to get, as well as potentially I'm just awaiting for the errata to come out one day that says, yeah, considering the fact that within about 6 turns she's a power of 8.
And Derpy just comes in, stomps every problem on the opponent's side forever. It's, Derpy problem solver. Every turn she's like, oh, what's this fashion disaster? It needs 8, of whatever from the opponent's side. Derpy comes in, knocks over something, it lands on the mannequins and becomes dresses and rarities. Like, oh, huzzah! Take your pick. Derpy can solve every problem forever by herself after a few turns. And then, of course, then you have if someone's playing pink and they have the character removal cards. Oh my god, Pinky killed Derpy! Ah!
And now it's true. And
now it's gotten grimdark.
Yep.
Derpy is no longer safe.
So, I it's cute. I'll have to see if any of you guys are going to. Actually, if any of you are going to BronyCon and you don't do much of the card game, I would enjoy procuring one of these, if at all possible. I mean, if you aren't, well, if you aren't, but mainly just for our entire thing. If you didn't want to keep it.
Actually, I think I have a couple people that are going to BronyCon. I'll have to see if I can get them to get me something, because the card is actually paired with some other product that they haven't said what it is.
A gun. Have to purchase the My Little Pony card game gun. Or imagine if they just start going full Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's just like it's a launcher set. Have the stupid like arm wrist thing on you,
it's
so
time to derp.
You're just playing the card game like this with your arm out, just I have to defeat them with my horses. So, all right, well, that's good. So you can go check that out at BronyCon. Go grab that card up. Let's see, Paper Ponies.
Yeah, Paper Ponies, they're cool people. We've had them on the show, and they're the ones who made those fantastic Bronyville shadow boxes you can see behind AC on the stream. I have mine, and I also have the Luna one from, actually it was Nightmare Moon, one of the two, that I picked up at Nightmare Nights. And they'll be back again at Nightmare Nights this year vending. They make really cool stuff.
Here's that one.
And they have made a sextet of unique shadow boxes going to the BronyCon charity auction with art based upon JJ, Cat Whitney, Leakfish, Sophie Cabra, Jaded Lynx, and Pixel Kitties. And they did a fantastic job of transferring the art to the paper design. I'm really impressed. They're cool folks, and you should buy stuff from them at the cons they attend.
It's so good.
And I imagine those will bring lots of money in for the charity auction.
Yep.
So I thought those are really cool and worthy of notice because they're cool people.
Yep. There's so much to it. Look, you can see the little Sandy shattered Rainbow Dash mug. And he's got a rarity mug up here because he's a traitor. Not like I ever was. I'm back to Twilight. Twilight's cool. I really like Apple Horse too. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Well, I get this camera figured out again.
Yep. So this is sort of odd. TriCon 2015 has decided to expand their scope. This is a bad idea.
Is it?
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so TriCon is basically like, we had a good time. Their third year Ohio Con. They're in Ohio for the moment. And they're basically saying that next year you decided 0 on the special aspect of My Little Pony, presenting the theme for 2015 Magic. Basically, they're like going to expand it to like Harry Potter and stuff. And does that mean they're going to not be a PonyCon? Well, no, they're still going to be a PonyCon, but they're going to expand it some. So, good luck with that.
The chat's actually saying, by the way, that the Derpy card maxes out at 1 power.
Huh. Okay.
It doesn't read that way, at least to me, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Basically, they can't write card copy for crap, and they've actually had to release like a big old expanded rules PDF. So we'll see how it shakes out. Because I mean, nobody actually has the card, but unless they've actually put out a ruling, it will be a problem until the errata is laid out.
Yeah, because it never mentions removing the postage counters. It only mentions adding more each turn. Yeah, however. Let's see.
Okay, well. Yes. The little ribbon mentions that we had a theme. I'm assuming you're with TronCon of some sort. Yeah, you had Renaissance. So that's cool. I'm just knowing that other conventions have teased we're expanding, and the community has been less than agreeable. See Every Northwest. See EQLA.
Well, and I mean that I think that there is. It's all dependent on where they want to go and how they want to expand their market a little bit. I mean, it does kind of make it this weird transition period where you're PonyCon, but then you're bringing in Andrew WK and bringing in,
You don't talk about Andrew WK.
But he's partying so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I wish him luck. And it's one of those things that since they're not like they're not a subsidiary organization to anybody, they can expand how they will. So good luck with them. I mean, they run by competent folks. They're not jerks, which is cool. And they haven't been jerks to us, and that's important. But like for Nightmare Nights, we're kind of like, well, we're going to be a PonyCon. Why? Because we're a PonyCon. We're owned by Phoenix Entertainment. They run ACON. What does ACON have? Anime, animation, everything but ponies, but also has some ponies. So like the moment we like try to expand ourselves beyond doing ponies, we kind of become redundant. And that would probably not go well.
The chat has turned into a big discussion on how the Derpy card works and how the postage counters work.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And it's like, she just has all this mail on her. What happens? I mean, she just has all these piles of pennies on her and just weighing her down. But she always carries the postage counters with a smile.
And watch, she's going to have another card that's simply drop package, and it's just the picture of Twilight getting hit with all the stuff.
And then it's going to be like, spend one postage counter for each power. If you pay that, eliminate that, or retire that character.
If for as many postage counters as you have, if power equals that character removed from game.
Well, missing mentions, they're not pennies, they're stamps. Like, well, more often than not, people that I play with, we have just handfuls of pennies for tokens.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the game goes.
It's easier. There's pennies everywhere. So.
Oh yeah. So
let's see.
TrotCon, good luck with that. Equestria Girls has put out their potentially last complete theater list.
Maybe. I'm sure more will be added to it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes this time. Obviously, last time it was pretty successful for them, and it's obviously Rainbow Rocks may not be the most favorite thing to the bronies, but it does very, very well with the core demographic. So I'm gonna actually look. Are they showing it anywhere near me?
All right. So I already know because Tech of Derby Hooves News was like, AC, let's go watch the thing together. And I was like, oh, God. There actually is a place in San Francisco, the Balboa Theater, that's going to show it on October. Let's see, I'm very confused about this because it lists October 1st, September 27th. So I guess that it actually shows it because it looks like the earliest is September 20th. But no, there's a few of them here. Like here's September 20th, September 7th, September 6th. So it's not even like they're having like a regular, hey, here's the big opening day.
Yeah. Well, which is weird. So in Texas, they actually have stuff. They have 3 showings in my area. There's one in Richmond, Texas, and there's San Antonio and Southlake. So actually the only airings that they're listing on this, 4 or 5 of the, I'm not sure Richmond is, 4 at least are in my area. Southlake, Richardson, Plano, and then Mockingbird Station, the Angelica and Mockingbird Station in Dallas. They're all here in Dallas even.
Mm-hmm.
Last time it was like way off, like 50 miles out of town, or in Houston. But this time there's like San Antonio, 4 places in Dallas, and some place called Richmond, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Look them up on a map.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like last time it was actually a little bit easier or closer to get to it because it was simply in San Jose. Now technically it is in San Francisco at this time, which is actually easier to get to. But I find it funny they're just different theaters.
Yeah, and like Richmond, Texas is like 20, 30 miles outside of Houston's proper. Maybe not that far.
So now they're feeling what you felt before.
Yeah. Whereas I can go to the Alamo Draft House, which is in Richardson, where I go and see all my Saturday morning serial shows and buy tickets. They're doing October 1st and October 4th.
I'm sorry, you say the Alamo Draft House, and all of a sudden I'm just imagining like it being some sort of like brew theater, just people sitting there watching Equestria Girls. All right, let's see what this one's about.
It is. It's a dinner theater where you can order food and booze and watch stuff. I like to go to their Saturday morning serial parties where they show like 5 to 7 episodes of a particular cartoon or series, and there's giant bowls of cereal. You can order breakfast foods, and it's like $10. It's lots of fun. I go with a couple of the guys from my local pony group and friend George. So they're lots of fun and a good way to expose yourself to cartoons you may have missed.
So Sandy, are you going to be going to this in the theater?
I might actually try to organize a North Texas Bronies meetup for it, because if I'm going to suffer, I'm going to suffer with friends.
Considering the fact that Tech wants to go, I might as well. Might as well do a meetup for it. I always feel so like concerned for the one or two or the few parents that wandered themselves in to wander into a room with about 30 guys going like, man, check out Fluttershy. She sure is yeller.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a little bit better about it this time, especially considering the fact it probably wouldn't be just me and Starry going in there and just being like, this is kind of strange, but whatever. Like, if it's a crowd, I just want it to be like, all right, guys, there's also going to be kids here, so, when they succeed, don't stand up and cheer.
God.
Woo!
That would be possibly the worst thing ever.
I don't know. Unless I always there's a certain code of conduct I have in addition to like the usual like turn off your cell phones and things, and it's like unless there is a scene in the theater that is so amazingly awesome that no one can contain themselves, there is nearly no reason to ever clap. I just like, who's going to hear the clap? You're just like, I guess that guy likes that. But no, however. But yeah, so there you go. That's Rainbow Rocks. It's coming. It looks like the big day is actually September 27th, because that looks like when it hits for a lot of these theaters. Though, as said, there's some inside of here that are even earlier than that, getting like early releases on like September 6th and earlier. So who knows? Nobody does.
The shadow knows. So yeah, that's about it.
Yep. Let's see. Let's roll down here, see what else we have. Comic discussions. You're a little bit more caught up than I am, I'm afraid.
Yep.
I need to...
I'm all the way up to 21, though I think I'm missing a Friends Forever comic, which is the Rainbow Dash and Trixie issue. So, yeah, the Mirror Universe arc has concluded with zero mention of the actual alternate main 6. And
wow, that's I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we did this character art for the alternate evil versions of the main six. Too bad they don't appear except in the jokey 1 or 2 page send-off comics in the back. Well, hope you enjoyed that. We teased the alternate characters, and they only exist in the comic, like B comic. I think the funniest part in those, though, is that Rainbow Dash isn't any different.
She's still just a jerk.
She's still just a jerk, and the main six, they're mean or dishonest or unkind. Rainbow Dash is still Rainbow Dash.
Well, what does that tell us?
Rainbow Dash is a jerk.
Yep. No surprise here, Sandy. Let's see. So, by the way, I'm looking right now. The bookworm line is that two comic arc is down to the $2 limit. So if you were looking for some of these, looks like the wrap up for the Sombra arc as well as the Trixie arc is they're still $4.
Yep.
So rich for me blood. How can I all these horses? Let's see. So far, without getting too spoilery, how was the wrap up of the alternate storyline, and how was the Trixie comic?
So the wrap up of the Sombra line kind of ends on a downer note. It's mainline art, Katie Cook, Andy Price, and the battle for Bizarro Equestria has occurred, and basically ends up with things returning to the status quo, where, the evil pony sisters become unevil, and Sombra takes all the evil on himself and becomes evil, and everything comes back to normal at the end. I thought the art was pretty cool. I thought it was interesting for them to go with kind of a downer ending for the little arc, where the main six are, everybody's makes it out in one piece, but Celestia is left quite unhappy and upset. That did feature the bona fide version of the Fringe main cast from the show Fringe. The whole mirror universe thing was kind of their shtick for a while. It really presented Celestia as, it showed her as being imperfect, as one would expect. She's not, a perfect goddess. She's still a pony, and she still wants to have a relationship. She ends up, the whole gist of the story with Celestia was going back and forth to all these different worlds, Columbia style, and BioShock Infinite style, up to and including a reference to them going to a Columbia type environment. And she found Sombra in this world, who was not evil, who hadn't been sealed away for 1,000 years in the ice or anything like that, and was actually a nice guy. And she hooked up with him, and it's implied that he was, near immortal like her, so they have a relationship over a long period of time. And, Celestia's, being in love causes, the multiverse to do all sorts of bad things. And resulting in the evil versions of Celestia and Luna trying to take over the version of Ponyville that the main six are from. Crisis on Infinite Equestrias, almost. But in the end, it does kind of have a downer note. And
but could it really have a, hey, and, and now they're going to be happy, and Celestia's got a boyfriend, and now how are we going to rectify this and everything that's going to happen?
Yep. And Missing Pony brings up spoilers, but yeah, this was last month's comic, guys. Sorry. I thought it was all right. Some people were really unhappy with it. I mean, it did make Celestia look like a love-struck child in a lot of ways, but the thing is, immortal sun goddesses need love too.
That's a fanfic on film fiction. You gotta just look out when you start reading that.
Yes.
Doesn't show up unless you click certain things. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I actually looked I'm trying to purchase them right now. As I said, the Bookworm line has been discounted down. Also, the Friends Forever, I noticed that they have both the... which one was it? It's just pulling them up. Oddly enough, the new one that is Rainbow Dash and Trixie is actually discounted down to $2 now. Yeah, as well as the Fluttershy and Zecora one are both down there. So I could grab those real easy. I just need to purchase them inside of here. Weirdly enough, the Celestia and Spike is still $3.99. That was released a while ago, and I'm like, what's up with that? So, yep. So I'll go ahead and grab those. Trixie and Rainbow Dash, what you talk? That's crazy talk. It's just replacement Twidash. What are you doing? I don't... That doesn't work. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move forward. We will do that next time we do a horse show, depending on what we do. So it's email time.
Yep.
You can always email across to us at bronyville@gmail.com. I have an enormous email here by Pico Pie.
Yes, Pico wants to tell us all about the riding track at Everfree Northwest and how it went.
Yep. So let me stretch out a little bit. Get ready here. Hey, Sandy, Starry Night guests. Cider. You did say you were interested in a wrap-up for Everfree Northwest Riding Track, and I am messaging you. And it's been a while since I sent much, so have fun reading, Cider. Good day, folks. Pico Pie here, fresh from a sunny Everfree Northwest 2014. Everfree Northwest was a great con and the head of the riding track. I couldn't be prouder of the work of such great people for such awesome attendees. Seriously, more than $40K for charity? That's a lot of spaghetti. My weekend was mostly relegated to riding track, so I will mostly cover this and recap. All the major riding events were recorded and will go up on my YouTube channel, Literature Pie. I did include links to the recordings that are up in the first time I name drop people. Day -1, bonus awesome. Before the con, a friend of mine and fellow riding track panelist flew into town, see Kat Mala, and following her around Seattle in the EMP Museum, I found this gem. That's right, MLP is listed in a museum's fantasy wing. Let me check a look at that. Click. Elements of Oh, there you go. Elements of Harmony. There's 6 right there. Fellowship of the Ring. It's a list of entourages by the number. Pilgrims of Oz, 4. Elements of Harmony, 6. Fellowship of the Ring, 9. Z Fighters. Maidens of the Spear. Okay. So there is that. So that was at a... EMP Museum. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Day 1, before the riding track began, I took a little adventure time and visited the Vendors Hall. With a full weekend, I wanted to make sure I could see all the awesome merch. There was We Love Fine as usual, but also Build-A-Bear Workshop. I missed them on the first go-around and didn't have a sign, but did come back day 3, and they received a restock and purchased my first ever plushie, good old Best Pony AJ. Through that 1.5K giant Celestia was pretty cool. We've seen her. As was her slightly smaller and slightly cheaper Luna. The new Twilight Sparkles Secret Shipfic folder was also a splash, selling 270 of their 300 copies day 1, which I kind of do want to get that just to...
Yeah, I want to get my hands on a copy of that game.
That seems silly. We also had the game demos, electronic and non-electronic, full books, coins, hip flasks, and buttons. I picked up a few pieces, but I'm picky with my swag. And after you go to enough cons, you start doing that. You don't run through the room and just buy everything that looks cool. The writing track kicked off at 10:05 with a panel entitled Fan Fiction, The Community and You, run by myself. At one point, I counted 75 people in the room, which is pretty full for community writing guests and almost at capacity with our setup. Now, 75 people is a lot for a side room, making it the 3rd biggest writing track event. Fortunately, we had a special seating arrangement, 2 rows of tables and chairs for those who wanted to take notes or needed something to prop their little jet-lagged heads on, followed by several rows of chairs, and finally, some standing room, optimized, just the way I like it. By the way, I'm missing Pony. Just popped something up in the chat. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's the Changes storyline. I remember that one.
Oh, yes.
Yep. After the panel on community, we had our first ever ORC, Open Reading and Critique Workshop. We held 3 of these over the weekend and weren't sure how busy it was going to be. When we got 10 people for the first workshop, we were quite happy. Each person took a turn to read 650 to 700 words of their story out loud to a group of 5 who took turns with rapid-fire feedback. Second panel was Literary Merit, run by the awesome second-in-command Horizon. It took place after the first ORC and went smoothly. I was a backup moderator panelist stepping into the last minute before one of our panelists came rushing in from his volunteer staff position, so it ended with 5 people. Let's see, the peer review critique workshop, stepped out to get some food, left an impressive staffer Zephyr in charge. Let's see, workshop people brought several copies of their first 2,000-ish word of their story. After that, let's see, wrapped up the night with 6.5 hours of chilling out at the fan fiction chill out. We had as many as 60 people in the room, and after 100 wandering in and out over the night, and playing some games like the Twilight Sparkle Secret Shipfic folder. Let's see. Oh man, this is all right. I'm sorry, Pyko. I'm gonna have to trim this a little bit. Let's see, Penstroke and Zephyr went to chill out and had food for a bit. Turn art hangout. Day 2, much of the same. Started the ORC with 3 groups of 5. Transitioned to How to Write a Good Comedy, where Zephyr ran his first panel and made good old mean boss Pyko Pie shed a tear of liquid pride. They grow up so fast. There was the Making a Big Time panel, followed by that the panel of How to Write a Villain, Redemption of Evil. Other than that, it was an awesome panel, and many mentions to Zuko from the Avatar series, as well as many Batman villains. Ran the second part of the peer review and critique workshop. I got a chance to interview Heather Newfer and found out some cool things of how the MLP comic has helped women because of become more equal in the comic book industry. Also, Lucille Ball was one of her childhood heroes. Coincidence with Amy Keating Rogers? I think not. The people in the review workshop ended up having such a good time that I ran the second fan fiction chill out that lasted 2 extra hours. Iron Author winner announcement. Let's see, transitioned into a live treating of the first 2 chapters of A Sin's Due, run by the aforementioned Chikat, Mila. Let's see, day 3, strand forward, started the How to Write a Good Romance by Horizon. Finished with How to Write a Hero by Horizon, special guest, official comic author, George Ball. And finished with the last ORC, went home, slept, sleep the happy organizers. No fires, no drama the entire weekend, just happy, happy people. See you next year. Pyko Pie.
Huzzah.
Woo!
Yeah, they're actually, Every Northwest is moving this next for 2015. They're going to move away from July 4th weekend.
Are they? That'd be smart.
Yeah. I think they're actually moved to like April? Or, I don't know. Need to double check that, because it was one of those things that, yeah, I guess having a convention on the same weekend is like Anthrocon might not be the best idea.
Well, now I have to check, because it's like, okay, Babs, if they're moving to April, now I'm going like, oh no.
Yeah.
Eh.
They're in May. May 29th, 31st, 2015. Okay.
Yeah, so April, okay, so early April is Babs Con, and then, yeah, and then May is...
Exact end of May.
Okay, so that's plenty of time. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll be like the week before a con, I think, next year.
Good deal. All right, we got a next tiny email.
Yep. Hi guys, I just recently found out about Fandom Unlimited, and needless to say, I absolutely love it. I'm still not caught up on all the episodes, though. If you still already talked about this, I'm really sorry. One miniseries I've been obsessing over recently was a 2008 web show / musical Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. It was created by Joss Whedon, Zach, and Jed Whedon, with Marissa Tancharoen. I'm terrible at reading names and like that. It also has 3 of my favorite actors, Neil Patrick Harris, Felicia Day, and Nathan Fillion. Anyways, I was wondering if you guys have heard of it, and if you have, what are your thoughts on the soon-to-be upcoming sequel? Thanks, Rachel.
Love it! It
was good, and I just like Neil Patrick Harris. I don't even have to say I'm gay for him, because, I support it. I think it'll be cool to see them do more with it. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think, it's been 6 years since that came out. So, yeah, it's about time for them to try something new with it.
You want to talk about something that ends on a downer note.
Oh, man. Bad end.
Like something that's just like, Josh Whedon, what could you do to make us feel sad right now? Huh? Well, I gotta wrap up this thing. Oh, oh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, well, we remember how Serenity ended.
Well, Serenity ended with at least some, I guess in Dr. Horrible that he does succeed in his ultimate goal.
Yeah, but so does, in Serenity, they survive.
They do.
It just costs them,
the best character.
Yeah. And it was one of those things that later on they said, yeah, if Serenity ever came back, it's not coming back. They'd be like, yeah, the movie's not canon. It was all a dream. Wash wakes up and he's like, oh, that was weird.
Man,
we had a middlingly received theatrical movie that not a lot of people watched in like 2009.
Nathan Fillion just goes, no.
That's right. So yeah, that's about it. We should do we'll do Phantom Unlimited next week, and then a horse show week after that, and then I'll be off a week up in Colorado for a weekend.
Will you be?
Yep, I'm going up to Rocky Mountain Fur Con with Fuzz, and I'm going to be a booth wench for like the first time in a while. I've never had the chance to go to that con, and it's in Colorado, so woo. Colorado is really, really pretty. I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I will go party hard.
Cool deal.
But we'll need to do some more planning, implying we ever stick to plans. So that's it for the emails this week. You can always, again, email us in at bronyville@gmail.com. We will read your emails, even if they're really, really long.
We could. Thanks, Pico. My throat's so dry now.
So we did get an iTunes Brony review this week.
We did. We actually, looks like we got 3. Actually, Philip Film Buff, Desert Nocturne, and Dr. Matrix. Which, would you like me to read Dr. Matrix? Because since I noticed your note, I wanted to pull it up.
Yes.
5-star review by called Always Enjoyed by Dr. Matrix. Written July 6, 2014. When I first listened to the Bronyville podcast, I bristled at the obvious lack of professionalism. Now I find it delightfully charming. I always look forward to listening to a new show each week and enjoy the wide variety of guests that you manage to find scattered around the fandom. Informative without being dull, interesting without being dramatic, and as always, wonderfully unprofessional. And Desert Nocturne is approaching 150 episodes with host Apple Cider and Chef Sandy continue a high quality and entertaining show. There's a reason this show is a constant on iTunes. What's hot? Give it a listen if you're into ponies and would like to learn about the fandom and Philip Film Buff. I was recommended this podcast when I decided I wanted to learn more about the fandom other than Reddit, which is a good choice. Listened after a few weeks and went back to their older episodes. I have been enjoying it a lot and will try and catch a live show if I get the chance. Keep up the great work.
Yay.
Good
People
deal.
still like us.
Yeah, surprisingly. And we're still on What's Hot somehow, even though the episode hasn't been given to me by Bullshit yet to post. So, but yeah, we're still on What's Hot. We got to still keep fighting it. So thank you all. Please go over to iTunes, leave us a review. I asked for you Canadians to help out, and I didn't see any new Canadian reviews, by the way. So, the land up north don't like me too much, eh? Don't worry. I don't hold it against you. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. It's time for one cool thing. You can always check these out, by the way. All the links, everything that we've talked about, the emails, all of it. If you want to go check it out, you can check the show notes over at bronyshow.com, bronyvillepodcast.com. Just click it. Find the episode, hit the show notes, find the link, find all the stuff we're checking out because things. All right, my one cool thing, I was actually kind of going across because I had a search the other day. I just kind of ended up coming across watching through all the other through the Fluffy Mixer videos, and I went, oh god, this really is my opinion, the best thing in the fandom is the Flufflepuff Tumblr and the Flufflepuff videos. So I just went, what's a good site that I can see a lot of the Tumblrs on a lot of the stuff that's out there? And I actually just came across this. This is a wiki, the Tumblr Pony List, which has a inclusion of people who are doing blogs for particular characters, if they are canon, if they're voiced, background, Rule 63, non-pony, human, drawn, text, first-person, roleplay, ask, not safe for work, grim dark, event, memes. They're all here. So you can go check that out. This is actually at tumblrpony.wikia.com. So tumblrpony.wikia.com. You can go check that out and, be able to browse some of the pony blogs here. Let's see. Let me go check out Best Pony, see what she's got. Blogs by character. Miss Twilight Sparkle, Twilight Unbound, Ask Human Twilight, Ask Corrupted Twilight Sparkle, Ask Twi, Ask Sailor Ponies, Ask Twinkle Pie. It keeps going. Forgetful Twilight, Mystic Twilight. There's quite a few Twilights. So yeah, you can go check that out. That is Tumblr Pony Wiki. That'll drive you to some Tumblrs. Yep. Next up.
I have 3 things this week.
Oh, my stars!
I'm adding the third one right now. So the first one is I've just had a hankering for some really cheesy 80s synth. And I fell down an 80s synth musical on 80s style synth musical on YouTube. And the link that I put is to the channel Nero77, who has a whole bunch of crazy synth videos, popular uploads. It's just, if sometimes you get a weird hankering for music, and I thought it was entertaining at least, and I think people could check it out. I got my 4chan kept scarf, which is cool. It's turned out really good. There's no defects or anything in it. And it's a photo of my visage wrapped in a scarf in my recording studio. And the last thing I have is a very short video called Dora's Bizarre Adventure. Click it and see. It is Dora the Explorer, except Boots is her stand.
What?
Yes.
Okay, this is a YouTube. I've got to mute it real fast. All right, so there's Dora. She's walking. Okay, Boots is talking. There's some... What? Why are we... Huh? Okay. Just went Fist of the North Star now. All right. I think I need the audio for context on that.
Swipe or no swiping?
Certainly not swiping anymore.
Nope. Well, if he was in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he would be perfectly fine, because that's how that anime works. So,
absolutely.
That's my cool things for the week. Check it out. Show notes on the website. Show notes should be linked in iTunes and whatnot.
All right, fine. Then that's the episode, and we're done with this. Now we can go play WildStar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting. We've just been delaying until we can actually play WildStar.
Yep.
All
We're
right.
going to go play WildStar.
Let's go play WildStar for people on the stream.
Let's run this down.
Woo! All right. So first off, thanks, Sandy.
Yo, count on me.
You're the Thunderbringer. And always thanks to our fans, those that are in Justin TV right now, hanging around, being clowns, shaking their things all over the town. Thank you all for showing up and contributing and telling us how terribly wrong we are about how to read cards, I guess. You can always come over if you want to be part of the show. It is, and by the way, Sandy, we should probably decide this now, because come next month, I've got something that actually happens on Saturdays, so we should probably switch these over until the show starts back up over to Sundays. What do you think?
That should work.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this set your dials, set your timers, start your everythings for the rest of the summer until we tell you. Otherwise, we're going to be switching the show over to Sunday. So Sunday, noon Pacific. That would be 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be doing this. We will continue doing the FU, the everything, on a Sunday timetable. So just to keep you aware. And the good thing is, I believe Tetra can join us then. Hooray! We miss Tetra. All right, so prepare for that. Next week we will do, we may do game or we may FU. It all depends. So, yep. All right, you can go over to BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com if you want to see the show, know more about it and everything. BronyVille@gmail.com is the email address. You can join us roughly every Sunday for a short period of time. Noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. That would be 2 Central, correct, Sunlight Octave for you Middle Earthers over at justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. Leave us an iTunes reviews. I don't care if you're in Somalia. Leave us an iTunes review, please. Whoop. That's how passionate I am. I'm hitting the little pop guard here. Please do it. It's awesome. You like us. We make a free show for you every week. It's the least you could do. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every 3 p.m. Pacific. You can listen to it on Ponyville FM every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
I'm Zach Chip Sandy.
Meetup groups, I'm part of the Bronies of Northern California.
I'm Bronies of North Texas.
And I'm going to Nightmare Nights Dallas.
I'm going to Nightmare Nights Dallas.
All right, then that's it. We're done. We're wrapping this up. That's been Bronyville Podcast 149. Next time we do it, it'll be 150. We might do something. We may keep you informed. I don't know.
Yep.
Lauren Faust will show up, and then she'll be like, I don't talk about My Little Pony anymore. And then we'll be like Alpha and 5 Iron and just talk about it anyway.
It's like, no, we're going to talk about, Wander and Foster's Home and Powerpuff Girls and
all the other billion things she does.
Yeah, totally.
I still need to. I sent an email across to the guy that does Hodor, but I haven't heard back from their agent. I was like, oh, come on, he would be so cool. We could talk about how he DJ'd for the Scissor Sisters. Oh, so cool. He does so many things. He's neat. He says Hodor a lot.
Hodor.
Yep. All right, guys. Well,
I was gonna say let's end this up, and I gotta reboot into Windows, and we can play some All-Star.
All right, let's do this. We will catch you all next week or for another show of some sort. Till then, sleep well, everybody.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to give me a second. It's so far away. So far away.
All right. Put this guy back up. There we go. Lucky for me.
Double check my channel.
Set up for WildStar relatively easy.
Yep. All right, gonna reboot and rejoin the call. Man, reading the comments on this week's Giant Bombcast, it's like they've really nuked a lot of the comments out of there. So
Giant stand in my way as I play. That's gonna be a big pain in the butt. All right. Well, I could have this camera here or not. I don't care. But allow me to go check on my lady love, see how she's up to. So give me just 1 second, folks. Guess who's back again. Ace is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Burp. All right, let's see. Let me put some music on in the background that way. So how are you guys doing? Oh, 4,000 cards with the pony game? I'm sorry.
Yo.
Oh, Wild Sandy appears.
Yep, Wild Sandy reappears. I had to reboot. So, today, my character that I'll be rolling with... Are you giving them?
Yeah, well, yeah, let me get 1 sec. Fortunately, I can't control the audio, the sound of the audio on that. Love that. I've been diving into the Psychosis 9001's remixes recently, and just I don't know what it is, but there's sometimes something about like mashing up rap. Like, I don't normally like rap, but when rap is mashed up with pop culture stuff, I just can't get enough of it. It's like a weird sickness I have. All right, let's see. It's a weird background. It's weird how that shows up, at least on my screen. What? It's an investment. Not all investments are good. All right, let's see. Oh, I haven't added it in here. Oop. Let's get this over here. Still there's this Sandy?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure. Actually increase your volume a little bit.
I'll have to reduce the overall volume of the game, too.
Okay.
Doing a quick gathering run at my on my main's house, so I can continue to reap the benefits of having a very large mining circle.
Okay. All right. So I think since I've got this set to, I actually just tell it to set to add game. First need to enable game source. Oh, yes. All right, so guys, I need to go ahead and restart the stream. That way I can turn on game source and everything. So give me just a second. Stream will cut out. It'll actually be good because that way I can cut this out into 2 different videos. So the stream's going to drop, and then I'll be right back.